will poop soon. I 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 will poop soon. There we go. Welcome to Brian and You. Nick is working on his documentary that will be out the week after next. I just spent a hour-long Zoom call with Justin Bernash, and we're getting RCR's new website and email submission form, testing that, which didn't go through, or at least maybe it didn't, I forget. And it also trying to figure out the order forms for our new online store. Right now, we're having a little issue where you can send, like we're doing test questions, you can send us questions and contact info through the store. But when you go to order something, right now it's not showing the your order confirmation. Like I ordered some stuff already from the store. This hoodie I'm wearing is from the new store. It's a different printer, and it's certainly brighter than the older one. We're no longer going to be I mean, the old Redbubble probably is never going to go down. It's just not going to be promoted anymore. Um, oh, hey, Nick's in the chat. It says Red Betty is waiting to go to the shop for state inspection. I hate not having wheels. Yeah, it sucks. Freddie W. Is that Freddie Wong? What's up, B Ryan? Or is that somebody else? Be interesting. I haven't seen Freddie Wong in like 6 years or something like that. I remember, or the only time I saw him really. I left Matt Walsh. I left Matt Farah's camera in Freddie Wong's studio. That must have been back like 2016 or something like that. Ryan Vance, thank you for your donation. We're only going to be doing this for about an hour. I got to go to the gym anyway. Somebody else. Sorry, Brian. Okay, not Freddie Wong. If you take a snowy turn too fast and encounter understeer, how do you correct in a front-wheel drive? Okay. It's 3 questions in one. Let me go to the page where I can see the stuff, not scroll. And that is a link that I had once. And see all and reload and because it takes a while to show up there. Anyway, so in a front wheel drive, you're oversteer, you're plowing in the snow in a front wheel drive car. Get off the gas and grab the e-brake. Rear wheel drive car, I guess you gas it and then you make the end spin. But now you've got all 4 wheels spinning. And all-wheel drive car, you kind of just you can just okay. I have to think like all-wheel drive with traction control or anti-lock or without. Let's assume it's a first-generation Forester with all-wheel drive and no anti-lock option. Straighten out your wheels and give a little bit of gas. Honestly, I don't know. Because I've never plowed, knowing that when I'm in a Forester, I just go at a steady speed all the time. So I'm not skilled enough to know what happens with an all-wheel drive car. You go in too hot and you start plowing. Or maybe you maintain steering angle and just get off the gas and then maybe blip it again. That's a good question. We have yet to film Goldie, our camera car, but that'd be a neat thing to do. Film it in the winter, but there's no car to film the camera car with. Matt L says, when I lose grip in my Camry, I let go of the gas, straighten the wheel, and then get back on it. Okay. Yeah, it's kind of like once in a front wheel drive car, once the front wheels let go, you're kind of just on for the ride. Of course, the worst thing you can do is to steer more and then you slide more. You have to straighten the wheel and then just straighten the wheel, coast a little bit, and maybe feed in brake. When I slide in the snow, I'm never intentionally doing it at a fast speed unless I'm in a parking lot. And then I'm not learning anything. I'm just trying to make it spin. Because sometimes my head is if I'm understeering on a snowy road, you better make a decision. You got to do something quick because you're just going right into the trees because this is like Pennsylvania stuff. There's no place to run out. On these back roads, the trees just come right up to the shoulder. So, and there's no guardrail or anything. So, Imperator Zor says, let me see if this monetization like list thing is working. There we go. So, because Race Car asks, do you have any interest in filming a Mark V GTI? Did we do a Mark V GTI? We did a GTI. Was it a Mark VI? I forget. I mean, maybe I do. See, the teen Volkswagens kind of all fade together for me. I don't know why. In terms of like style and stuff. It's because Volkswagens, like, with the exception of 90s rose tinted glasses, all Volkswagens just kind of meld together for me, unless it's a R32 with the VR6. Then that's different. I guess the short answer is no. I don't have a desire to film a Mark V GTI. I haven't been seeking them out. Good question though. It's like all these higher performance Volkswagens. I got an email from Justin. Thanks for hopping on Zoom today, getting things finished up. Everything seems to be working now. Can you write up how you want the launch, how you would like to do the launch in terms of videos, etc., and then we can get together and brainstorm and fine tune things for next week. Have an awesome day. Yes, my plans for the rollout are to replace the intro song on the hero video with a fast blurb and link to the website, and then keep that as the intro title to the hero videos for at least 2 months or more. Afterwards, maybe one video a week will reference this site. Of course, a website and store and submissions. This is like business stuff you get to see. Come to think of it, maybe every RCR video should forego the intro song song in favor of a link to the website so people know in no uncertain terms how to submit a car to RCR and where is the merch? There. So yeah, long and short of it is yeah, Nick says no complaint for me from the intro song Exodus. Yeah, we're combining the how to submit a RCR, like how to submit a car to RCR and the merch all in one page. So instead of having all these links everywhere of all like different stuff, it's all in one shot. And we're gonna have a big banner and a big button to click. Like, how do you submit an RC? How do you submit a car to RCR? Go to this website, click this link. Done. Because it will then force people to give me the information I need. Like, do you want to review my car? Question mark. I get an email like that. I delete it because it's like this is too much. It'll never get searched. So this thing, people, in order to submit a car, they have to fill out, year, make, model, city, state, and we have another thing that honestly helps better: nearest major city. Because half the time when we travel, we're searching for cars around the area of the city that has the airport where we landed. So, you go to Charleston, it's going to be, I'm going to search for Charleston, West Virginia in my email list and see what comes up. So that's something that sometimes kind of hurts people because they might have a cool car, but they may be in one of the outlying suburbs that I'm not searching for. So, and but the new website will solve those problems. Because like sometimes we type in like an unusual car and realize that someone submitted it to us like 2 years ago and it was like near Seattle but not in Seattle. It's like you typed in like, I don't know, Alki Point or something like that. And yes, that's Seattle, but it's a community, not the city. So Alki Point, there's a deep reference. I'm gonna refresh this here. I bought peanut butter with no sugar on it, and Jess McAndrew gave me some homemade bread. I'm like, awesome. I'm going to put the peanut butter on this. I'm like, I'm going to no sugar added peanut butter. I'm like, no sugar peanut butter sucks. It needs some like baking chocolate on it or like mini, chocolate chips in it to make it good. It's like I'm eating protein and carbohydrates, but so what? It's really difficult to chew. So, Gabriel Awala, thank you for your donation. Do you have it? Are you ever coming back to Chicago? Yes. Would you be interested in reviewing my 2009 Outback XT? Yeah, I'm kind of interested. We got to have like a new saying now. Like the old one was regular car reviews at gmail.com. Your make, model, city, state in the title of the email and the body of the email, put the phone number, blah, blah, blah. Now the new one is, yes, I'm interested. Please go to regularcarreview.com and fill out the form there. We looked at the website. The website, in fact, is up. Regularcarreview.com, and you can go there. There's like it's we were testing it. It's functional. But the store, like, I'm not saying don't order anything from the store yet. The store is going to be cool because it's going to be like a revolving door of different designs. Right now, all the merch that we have is like the standard stuff. It's just this logo. And like I think there's a hat around here somewhere. A bucket hat that's better than the old ones. The old ones ran a little bit small. The new ones fit a lot better. They're bigger. And I also have them in black. So So yes, I'm interested in reviewing the third gen Outback XT. Just got to find a better way to, or actually, that'd be funny to see if the submission form actually worked. Um, but yeah, just as for now, you'd have to send. I don't know when I'm coming back to Chicago because everybody needs to get their poke. So we're probably months away from that. Um, so yes, Chicago. I don't know when, but thank you, Gabriel. Boris, hello, wouldn't be a podcast without you. Do you happen to have any Suzuki, Isuzu, or Daewoo lined up in your? No, I don't. Um, and I would love to hear your take. Yeah, I'd love to do an X90. I'm sure there's some in the inbox somewhere. Um, I miss traveling. I'm going to travel the end of next week. Be finally going down to Atlanta, and I'll be at a caffeine and octane down there. Picking up the Sarah and going home. I think the caffeine and octane is like over at 11 a.m. And like when it's over, I got a boogie because I got to start making time and getting home. So, so yeah, Suzuki X90. It's up there in the list of things to talk about. I almost have to look at other people's reviews of X90 because now it's like it's the whole 90s revival. Everybody's getting into them, whereas for a while it's like this SUV is dumb. Everything's dumb. And now it's coming back again. Paul R38 saying, turning my 2014 Daytona 675R into a race bike. Should I paint the track fairings brown? I don't know. It's your bike. Do whatever you want. I wonder why they don't have so many drab colors on bikes and they're all exciting. So yeah, do it. If it gives you an edge, do it. It's a good question. Thank you. RJ Bonner. Thank you for your donation. What is the best way to support RCR support RCR super chats, Patreon, and merch, or just watch the ads? Do whatever you want, man. You are a sovereign entity, and over you, I hold no power. I'm happy for whatever you feel like doing. That's all. It's all pluses on our boat, and helps us to get out there once everybody gets their poke. John Fig, and thank you. John Fig, thank you for your donation. Hey, man, thanks for doing what you guys do. If the Corolla would ever go out of production, that's a big if, what car would take up the Corolla's mantle? Civic, easy. Corolla and Civic. That'd be a great day for Honda if Toyota stopped making the Corolla. Then they got the small or small mid-sized car that everybody wants. Why would Corolla do that? They hardly ever discontinue a name. I mean, they had weird stuff. Well, they only really do it for us because the Matrix is really a Corolla hatchback in every other country. But they keep figuring that Americans like new names and new stuff. And time after time, the sales figures don't come up with that. I guess maybe it's a Ford versus Ferrari thing where, as Christian Bale's character said, someone's got to please their boss and their boss and their boss. So they stir the pot of what the car's name is called. No. Corolla Matrix. And Corolla Matrix came out during the trilogy. I'm like, really? Tercel, Yaris. Yeah. Tercel went away and the Yaris went away. Or no, the Yaris is still here, right? Yeah. Refreshing. Dominic. Thank you, Dominic. Can we get an option to tell you on the submission form that we're willing to drive to you? Yes. There is you can put that under, like, modifications or something like that. But willing to drive to me doesn't help you, um, because I don't have the self-confidence necessary to ask somebody if they wanna drive hours for us. Um, Sometimes that's even a turn off because I think if someone's willing to drive to see me, they may have an inflated idea of what we are or what I am. And I know I won't be able to live up to that ideal. So I've only asked people, "Can you drive here?" if they're between, say, York, Harrisburg, Philly, Scranton, and maybe like north of Williamsport, Pennsylvania, or Jersey as well. I guess that's further than Allentown. It is further than Allentown. So if people are sort of in, I guess, if people are in the Pennsylvania, New York, New Jersey, Delaware, Maryland area, then I sometimes will ask, "Can you drive here?" Or will the car make it? Is usually my question here and back. Um, but when people are like states away and knowing that that's a multi-day trip, um, I feel very self-conscious, and I don't want to ask something that much of them because there's nothing to do in rural Pennsylvania. There's nothing entertaining here, and that's before these times. Copyright. All there is like two or three restaurants, yeah, and some hiking trails. That's all there's here. Winter is more fun. You can go skiing in the mountains, but other than that, there's not a whole lot going on to entertain. Like the stuff in rural Pennsylvania that's fun to do, you need to bring gear to do it. Someone stepping out of their rented Chrysler Pacifica in boat shoes, salmon colored shorts, and a polo shirt is kind of limited in what they can do around here. Most of it's outdoor stuff. And unless you have boots and clothes you don't care about, and like a backpack or a camelback or something to drink and a hat and sunscreen, it's like summertime stuff, or wintertime, replace all that with boots, clothes you don't care about, a warm coat, gloves, and a warm hat. Um, there's not much to do. There's not really any sort of community centers. Is it raining yet? By the way, this tripod behind me, I've been taking time lapse pictures. There's a dove built a nest in the window, so I've been watching it. So there's going to be babies up there, I guess, in like a week or so. I don't know. I don't know anything about birds, but it really doesn't care. It'd be cool to have like a second camera and just like live stream it. I mean, I have one video of it, but the bird doesn't do anything. She's just, I did notice a few times when the male and the female switch turns. So there's probably eggs up there, but um, they don't do anything. And right now, is mama bird staring at me? No, she's asleep. It literally doesn't care that stuff is going on the opposite side of this window. I mean, I got right up, I got like stood on the couch and looked right at her, and she's just like, "What? What are you looking at?" So she knows that there's a barrier here, and what goes on under here is no danger. Anyway, so that's the thing on the willing to drive thing. Imperator Zor says, "Would you rather have 5 million in a helicopter or 5 million helicopters in a dollar?" Okay. Do I have to pay for the upkeep of those 5 million helicopters? Do 5 million helicopters exist? Did the human species make more than 5 million helicopters? Where are you going to put 5 million helicopters? I don't know. You just have them. No, no, no. This is a hypothetical situation. Where do you keep 5 million of anything? Do I also own the property where they exist? No, 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 no. Someone just come and points to 5 million helicopters and said they're all yours. And I'm like, okay, can I afford the? Well, you can sell them all, but each helicopter is worth at least like $400,000. Are we talking like Robinsons here, or are these Bell Jet Rangers? What? Even if they're Robinsons, okay, they're a couple $100,000, and then that means you need to find 5 million buyers for those helicopters, and you got to sell it 5 million times. That means you got to hire a company to sell them for you, and pretty soon your life is just all it is trying to sell these helicopters. Yeah, just give me like 5 million in crypto so no one can track that. So the IRS can't know that I have 5 mil, and maybe I'll just like and you have to get good at money laundering because you got to buy. I think Teslas are the only company you can buy cars with crypto. And then I just buy a Tesla and have it and then just keep selling it and just keep the money that way. And that's the way I'm going to buy a house. I wonder if you can buy a house with crypto because that would be an easy way. So if you have 5 million and you got to hide it, you have crypto, you can buy like it's no problem to spend 5 million on real estate. That is easy. So yeah, of course it would be the money. Good question. Plastic Cyborg doesn't have a question. Thank you for the donation. Hmm. Helicopters. Yeah, 5 million bill helicopters from MASH. I should open an OnlyFans just have it be bathroom music. Or like get a Pornhub account and it's just like singing in the bathroom and then that's it. I just gave away my $1,000,000 idea. I wonder if that guy who did like good husband stuff on Pornhub, like watch me wash the dishes without being asked, something like that. Did he make any money? I hope he did. Connor Close says, "Hey, Mr. Regular, thank you for the great content and information on cars. Thank you for watching and donating. As someone who is also a Pennsylvania native with a lot of non Pennsylvania friends, how do you describe the little weird things our state has and does?" I describe it as Pennsylvania is a mini United States. You have two major cities, one on either end, that you got old industry and stuff on the East Coast, and then high tech and stuff out in Pittsburgh on the West, and a bunch of nothing in the middle, and then some weird pockets of strange. You got extremist groups, you got on both ends. You've got high property values and low property values. We have a big river that runs in the middle of everything. The United States has the Mississippi. Pennsylvania has the Susquehanna as like the de facto dividing line between East and West. We've got a capital city that no one goes to. And hmm, mm-mm-mm. We've got all four seasons, and every one of them is raging. So right now we have a spring, and spring here gets hot and cold and hot and cold and hot and cold, and then it snows in the spring at least once, and it's supposed to snow later this week. But like a week ago, it was like 70 for a few days. So, climate instability, well, we've lived that our entire life. There's no telling what the weather's going to be like in Pennsylvania. Although it doesn't change dramatically, not like New Zealand, the way it changes with like maritime climates. And we don't get lake effect snow. Maybe Erie does. I don't know. But yeah, it's a good question. Thank you for it. The mm, the actual Team Ryan. Thank you. Building building nostalgia playlist. Any suggestions? Yeah, dude. Matchbox 20. You want to laugh, but man, they knew how to play. Ugh. Yeah, I'll go with that. I think I was just listening to Back to Good again last night on the treadmill. Yeah, I go with like Matchbox 20 and assorted sounds like that. Tuxedo Runner. Thank you for your donation. Once you're in Georgia and driving back, would you want to grab some lunch? I'll show you the Forerunner and I'll email you. All my unfortunately, no, I can't. All my stops have been prearranged, and I've already said yes to at least two things on the way home. So I've mapped out my return home, and it doesn't really have any breaks in there. I'm not really dilly dallying on the way home. I'm gonna take I think 2 days to get home, but um, I know when I get to each of my stops, I'll want to, lie down a bit, put my face down in the pillow, take a shower, crank it, take another shower, take a forever poop, and then just go to bed. That's well, and then like meet someone, shower off the stink of the road. The last bit's gonna be rough because uh, I gotta I gotta go around. Yeah, I think I'll stay on 81, but that means I'm still gonna have to deal with Harrisburg, and I'm probably gonna hit Harrisburg like at like 6 or something like that on the way home. So I'm probably still gonna hit traffic. I won't be able to dodge all of it on the way home. That's all. Uh, but thanks for offering. Will Down says on Saturday my Civic overheated. Oh man. I pulled off Interstate 90 and found antifreeze leaking. I didn't have enough water to get it home. It's getting fixed now. Hey, at least you didn't warp anything and you didn't keep driving it. You didn't bend a rod, you didn't warp your cylinder head. I wonder where it was leaking from and that you paid attention when it was gotten warm. Usually with cars that don't have real temperature gauges, when it says it's getting hot, it's getting hot. You better stop now. Uh, Luke Cook Griffin says, "Here's a little something for an IPA." Oh, thank you. Going to be getting a 2000 BMW M5. Okay. The official car of a G37 guy getting bored with. It's nice and reliable. Yeah. Chasing that clout with a BMW. Keep it clean and don't show off too much. Any smelly surprise? Say, why buy a Chevy SS for $45,000 when you can get a CTSV? Hmm. 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 Well, hmm. You do make a good point. The CTSV is going to be less. It's going to be better equipped. Is a CTSV available with a manual? Or are they auto boxes only? If they are a manual, cool. I like the styling of the SS better. I don't like all that Cadillac plastic fake wood and low grade plasticky feeling leather. It's like it does its job to burn you even more. You get into one of those Cadillacs with that plastic leather or vinyl. Doesn't matter if it's real leather, it still feels like it's fake. And you get into one of them in the summertime, that black interior. And yeah, like the air conditioner is blasting and it's cold, but you get that weird feeling where your ass and back of your thighs and back are still sweating, and then you're getting blasted by cold in the front, and it's just like a dissociative feeling. Whereas with an SS cloth interior, everything's yeah, you never really burn yourself on that. I if you have the means, an SS is gonna be more livable, I think. Unless you get the CTSV wagon. But there's just something dickish about it, which is weird because since it's a Commodore back home in Australia, it's already dickish. But when it travels over here, it becomes sophisticated. Isn't that weird? Well, you are making sense with the CTSV in every sense, oddly but style. Forrest says, "Give me your seminal fluid." Where does seminal fluid come out? I'm not smart enough to know. Is that brain fluid? Or is it something that comes out of my donging? Thank you for your donation. Imperator again says R44 Robinson. Okay, so back when we were talking about helicopters, that's what you meant. Plastic Cyborg says, I got a 2007 Toyota Yaris thanks to your videos. Oh, thank you. I also love the Homestar Runner references in your videos. Yeah, those were good times. I really liked the Mondays in the 2000s in college when Homestar Runner would update. Now I'm chewing on mic. I'm a professional. I got my hood up in the house. I should just put my hat back on. My head gets warm, my head gets cold, my head gets warm, my head gets cold. So, Bruno time. Thank you for your donation. Showburb, rest in peace, my 94 Geo Tracker. Well, she's back there. I'll have to like post some pictures on Twitter or something like that or Instagram. Or once we know there's babies up there and then set the camera to do a time lapse video. That'd be neat. Other people did much better videos of like mourning doves and nests where they got like a GoPro in the tree and let it run and had it run like all summer. And you see how fast the babies grow and then just sort of push the mom out of the nest. They get bigger than, well, they are bigger than most like neighborhood birds. Refresh. Do I have any more coffee in this cup? Barely. Should I keep drinking coffee or stop? I had indigestion for a while and I finally bought Alka-Seltzer like an old man. But goddamn, if that didn't work instantly. Fantastic. Boris TS. Oh, Boris again. Thank you. Regular and Romans sing karaoke as themselves and previous past and various past RCR characters on Pornhub or in stream. Oh, okay. I guess. I mean, I can't sing, so I do an even worse job at singing by just doing this. Do what, do what, do. Do you want to know a secret? Do you promise not to tell? Whoa, closer. Tuxedo Runner. Thank you again. Do you know the date you're going to Caffeine and Octane? Yeah, it's over there on the calendar. Oh man. I don't know how days work. I click on the Apple thing and date, time, and preferences. I was a calendar. I don't want to get out of my chair. April. Google, Google search April. Association of Personal Injury Lawyers. Oh, man. But April calendar 2021. Just show me the days. www.timeanddate. Here we go. It's Tuesday the blank, and today is Wednesday the blank, and tomorrow's Thursday the 1st. And that means we gotta do the books and for the taxes. And then Friday I pick up a through highs. No, she's just a section hiker, but I'm doing it in the POW. It's gonna be 35 degrees on the 12 and the 2. I think I'm gonna. Oh man, I gotta call somebody after this to set up the thing where we point this charge couple device at a car and then use it. Here we go. It's Sunday the 4th, and I need the songs for the next car or make it go. And then Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, I hope Nick gets the thing done by the 8th and sends it to me so we can put it on the schedule. And he stays over. Nick gives me a ride to airport, go fly on Friday the 9th. And then I arrive in Atlanta on Friday the 9th. And then Saturday, we six the Sarah and we put the wiper module and the steering cover on it. And then we both look at each other all night. And then caffeine and octane took a little bit, but we definitely got here. It's Sunday, the 11th, of caffeine and octane. I don't know where in Atlanta it is. They're going to have it somewhere. You go find it with the DuckDuckGo and then look for titties. And then I get on the road that day, and then Monday or that night I make it to a place, and then baby, is this a crossover episode? And then the 12th, and I made it to another game, a crossover episode. And then I make it home Tuesday the 13th. And I'm back home, and now I have a Sarah. Monday the 5th. I got everybody finished bidding on the Nissan POW. Things ends on the 5th. So whoever wins the mighty little car, they're going to have to call me real quick and get a way to get it to them. Because the 5th, the 1, 2, 3, they got 3 days, and then I'm bye-bye. And then I gotta wait for the car or me get back to Wednesday the 14th. So it's gonna be over a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You're gonna wait 10 days after the point of purchase, or you can't even talk to me, or I can do something. Otherwise, I put the do not disturb thing, and then I use the medium-sized towels to shoot my spunk into. Every day is a Hilton holiday. Somebody like clip that into one gigantic thing. Can't find a better man. Yeah. And people say, writing stream of consciousness is hard. Yeah. That's exactly what it is. You want to know what like Ulysses is by James Joyce? It was pretty much that. How much do you smoke when you write? 0. Yeah, I can't. I've tried writing while high. It's tough. I start thinking too much. It's hard to get focused and write like that because I get too, tactile. My hands are like tingling, and I'm like, I'm writing, and I'm like, I love the feeling of the pencil, but that me thinking abstractly, it just doesn't work. It's the wrong frequency for me. Um, Lo-fi camping guy says, I bought a massive tub of Suba hummus and I don't know what to do with it. Any suggestions what to eat with hummus? Everything. Just all your vegetables and apples. Vegetables and apples. Put it on a sandwich instead of mayo. It's beans and it goes with everything. It spins around your shit all out. Hummus really goes with anything. You can thin it out, have it for chips and pita. Eat it with a spoon. It's fine. Acoustic Theory says it's our favorite Brown personality. I guess. Take the compliment, Brian. Thank you, Acoustic Theory, and thank you for your donation. Will Downs says again, I was watching the coolant gauge for 20 miles. Temperature got above warm at exit 63. Pulled off on I-90 when it was on hot. Yeah, I have a feeling it's leaking from the radiator. Well, hopefully, if it's leaking from the radiator, it's a Civic. You buy a new radiator. How expensive are they? Not much. Good question. Impulse Image Works. Thank you for your generous donation. You and Roman discussing your lived and you and Roman discussing your lived and relationship experiences have made hard and scary times easier. Now is one of those times for me. Thanks so much. Anyway, Audi or BMW? Take that how you like. Well, I'm glad we're a positive element in your life. Okay, do you want an Audi or a BMW? Current times? All right. Well, an Audi is just a fancy Volkswagen now. I'd rather have a BMW. I can probably sell it for more than I can an Audi. Yeah. I don't want either. I don't even want the new Supra. Mm. If Spike Seagill was a real person, well, he'd be an asshole, and you couldn't rely on him for anything, and he'd be totally full of himself, and you'd probably hate him. And what would he drive? Well, he's broke. Like that's the thing. Like, yeah, they have spaceships and stuff, but they'd be totally broke. And it doesn't make sense. Like these people hardly have any money, and yet Spike is flying around in like a former race spaceship, like a fighter or something. And so how's that work? That would require upkeep. So what's something that is fast but like poor people drive that would need a lot of work but honestly would be pretty good? I'm thinking like an IMSA car that's been streetable or something like that. Or maybe like a really clapped out WS6 Firebird that, yeah, they're freaking quick and they can be even faster, but they're not good. They're not comfortable and they're kind of ratty, like a really beat up one, but that's still an LS that can be fixed. So that's the thing. WS6. Forrest says my 1999 Ford Ranger is on its third transmission. Oh, what are you doing to it that is blowing transmissions? How is it blowing transmissions? And do you keep buying like weird? Hmm. Well, what's your plan? If it blows a fourth one, are you getting rid of the? I mean, the truck with a a Ranger with a blown transmission, I think is worth $200 over scrap. So, and are you in a financial state where you can afford? Well, I was about to say use Toyota pickup, but good luck. You need 10 grand now. So, what are you going to do if you want a small truck? Slightly newer Ranger or a manual transmission Ranger or something like that. I'm guessing if the transmission keeps going, they're automatics. I don't know, buy a manual one. or maybe find a nice S10. That's, I guess, where your budget is. That sucks, man. Quicumophilia, $6.90. Nice. Is this postmodernism? It is if you believe it. Good question, and thank you for your donation. Boris says, Window Burb review video, please. I don't know. Maybe I don't want to blow up her spot. She just kind of doesn't. Oh, she's moving around there. I don't want to blow up her spot too much, but I'll at least put some pictures up. Thank you. Tuxedo Runner says, Premier Prime. I'm pronouncing this all wrong. Perimeter? Perimeter? It's not perimeter. Perimeter Mall in Georgia. Perimeter. Is it Perimeter Mall? I'm an English major and I'm overthinking this. How about you just highlight it, copy the first word, and find out if that's the word perimeter by looking at the denotative definition, not the connotative. Nope, it's not perimeter. It's premitter. Perimeter. Unless that person misspelled perimeter and you're thinking too much about this. Jack Lay says, are you doing anything with VinWiki? Well, no, I'm not. No response from Ed. Oh, well. Maybe they're not there. Not that I have like all my stories are just Appalachian Trail hitchhiker stories, and some of them are kind of dark. And all my stories are, I picked up this person and they were kind of weird and then they got out. Then I picked this other person up and it had an interesting story and then they got out of the Falcon. Then I picked up another person and she was kind of weird. And then they got out. So if I did like a VinWiki, I know they kind of clickbait them. But like, first I'd be making fun of it within Wiki the entire time. Like, hey, everybody, you guys know it's the best thing in the world. It's time for you to get real excited. I'm about to tell you a 20-minute story, and the whole point of the story I can do in like 8 seconds. But we got bills to pay and kids to mouth. So we've got to make the algorithm make it sound like cash register. So you guys get to see I'm going to fluff this out like a substitute teacher with no lesson plans. And this is a fancy camera, and it looks like I'm sitting in just somebody's den. But you know they made this on purpose. Like, we're all men around here. Wing-a-ding-a-ding-a-ding-a-ding-a-ding-a-ding. Everybody, and then I bought the car for a little bit of money, and you wouldn't believe what happens next. And then I grew a third testicle, and then I sold it for a little bit more money, and everybody was happy. And here's how I got out of speeding: by shaking my moneymaker. Dingle, 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 whoop, whoop. And then the police guy was a big fan, and he said, oh, man, can I get a selfie? And then he pretended to put my gun in my mangina. That should be my VinWiki story, is just a stream of consciousness that you wouldn't believe what happened on, and it's just, and I don't stop the entire time. And the whole thing is that. And you get the guys in the background to just try to get pictures to see what it's like. And that's the entire VinWiki, is that. I'd do it if I could. I'd do VinWiki if I could do a fake VinWiki. That's what I'm about. Okay, Ed. That's my pitch to you. It's Mr. Regulars, but it's a fake VinWiki. And it's just stream of consciousness nonsense. Pete says, as much as I like Ed, I think that type of humor is out of his zone. I think he liked the which Corvette is best Corvette. Um, but maybe he's not up to me doing like an Eric Andre thing on his show. Acoustics Theory says poopception. Rusty ATV says, "Will you be reviewing anything while in Atlanta?" No, sorry. This one's all business. I mean, I'll be filming like the adventure of me going to get the camera car, and here we are at the airport, and I get to do this, and I hope somebody doesn't I hope there's no insurrectionists on my flight. Here we go. I sip my juice with the gin. So that's pretty much what you're gonna say. Gab says, "Hi Brian. I took the MSF course and looking for my first bike. I'm 6'5" and really light. Wow. I would like it. Well, if you're 6'5", you'll be able to flat foot a DR650. It won't be too well. You only weigh 160 pounds and you're 6'5". Having a 650 thumper, that bike will I would rather see you on a Honda CRF 230L, a motorcycle that's made to teach you about riding. The short answer, it's it's passable. A DR650 is passable as a first bike. In my opinion, in my opinion, in my opinion, that's still a bit too much torque to learn with. I want to see a beginner. It's not about the bike. The bike needs to be no factor because you're going to be navigating traffic. Let's ignore off road because trees don't merge into you, but other drivers do. I want a bike that you can grab a handful of throttle and it's not going to throw you. I want a bike that you can favor the rear brake too much and it's not going to slide and then catch and then high side you. A CRF 230L is fine on the road and it's fine off road. The RZ 400, fine. I mean, it is liquid cooled. Not as bulletproof as a air cooled thing for off road. Again, you need a bike that you're going to drop it, and you need a bike that you can pick up. Sit on a CRF 230L and ride it a little bit. I mean, you want to go on the highway. Dual sports, unless you're talking about a BMW, they're not great on the highway. None of them are. Because you're sitting upright. They're not aerodynamic once you get above 65. They buff it around a lot as compared to a street bike or even a cruiser. So, no dual sport with the exception of the BMWs are good on the highway. Should I buy a BMW? No, you shouldn't. Too expensive. Get highway travel out of your head. It can do it, but it doesn't like it. Remember that a DR650 is a gigantic compromise, and it's not really good at anything. The CRF 230L will be much better off road. Lightness is key off road. You can have weight on a street bike. It's not as huge of a deal unless you're talking about because now you have displacement to throw out your problem of weight. But a lot of weight off road, you don't really want that because a lot of it's low speed and like technical stuff, and lightness is better off road. It keeps the bike from like obviously like sinking into soft dirt. So lightness is the key. Um, and you're 6'5" and a buck 60. Wow. Yeah, man. Um, you need to learn, and if you can find one for like 3 grand, great. But seeing you on a smaller displacement bike will help you learn more. That was a good question. I'm gonna have to get the sign because I gotta get to the gym. Evan Sather says, "Will we see an RCR movie coming in the video characters and reference such as Trent Falconrath?" I wish. Um, do I want to make a movie? No. Even doing that one thing with Ivan Verlan was a Jiminy Jilliker scene all over again. So, if I were involved in a movie, I'd rather be I'd rather be like a VO guy. That's where my strength lies. Not being on camera, not directing stuff. VO would be at. Now, an animated RCR movie, fantastic. Other people do the director and you don't have to be a part of it. I just voice stuff. That'd be good. Good question. Thank you. Xavier says, with a generous donation, thank you. Mr. Regular, I just moved to Pennsylvania to escape Maryland. Aside from Carlisle, what are some events that you recommend? Are we having events right now? Knoble's amusement resort over Halloween. Everybody gets dressed up. We don't know what events are happening now. So let's assume there's no events happening. Got to go up and make your own fun. Hike the Appalachian Trail. Find mountains and go look at them. Raft down the Delaware. Go skiing in the wintertime. Learn to ski or snowboard. Any attractions? Make friends. How about that? That's a tough one. Events. Shocktoberfest. These are like amusement park stuff. Is there anything around here I get excited for? Or used to get excited for? Sometimes I feel like Pennsylvania is one big, like, high school caste system. Like, you gotta know someone in the club to get in or be vouched for. Or maybe I'm just reading into things too much. Moving on. Good question, though. Tuxedo Runner again. Thank you. Says Perimeter Mall in Atlanta is the show, April 11th. Okay. Good to know. Car and Mechanical. And after this, I'm going to get the sign. Good night from the United Kingdom. Oh, thank you. If you were going on a road trip, where your max speed was 35 miles an hour, what car would you pick? Oh, the POW would be great for that. It loves 35 miles an hour. Yeah, that'd be fun. Any sort of K vehicle. Honda Today. That'd be a road trip car. Honda Today. You can only go 35. So where are you going that you can only go 35? Even on back roads around here, people still go 50. I guess we're going back in time now. Where would you go? You're almost like a car, like on a dirt path where 35 is your max. Be sort of like a Smoking tire, all cars go to heaven thing. All right, I'm gonna go get the sign. I'll be back, and I gotta pee. Mm. Is that on camera? Yeah, it's on camera. Wrapping it up. Mm. Mhm. All right. Refresh. Acoustic Theory says, I picture your VinWiki would be like Blue Daba D by Eiffel 65, except replacing every instance with the word poop. Yeah, it's pretty classic. Could do that. John Brandy's, thank you for your donation. Would you be willing to review a car in upstate Western New York? Bit of driving there. If filming locations, if filming locations were already fixed, hotel accommodations also provided, as well as fuel costs. I mean, if somebody was willing to underwrite a nice vacation to upstate New York during the summertime, that'd be fun. That would be delightful. I'd love to take a trip to upstate New York in on someone else's dollar. I'm flattered if this thing is really happening. Uh, Feel free to send me an email, I guess. If that's a reality, that'd be fun. And thank you for your donation. Just to ask me that. Christopher Walega. Waliga. Hi, is it worth buying a 2001 Mercury Grand Marquis with 67,000 miles on it? Yes. Now, what are they asking for it? You can post that in the regular chat. People can hash it out. Is it like sat in someone's garage for a while? That's pretty nice. Did it live outside all this time? What part of the country is it from? Do you need a Grand Marquis? Do you need something to be absolutely comfortable? Mileage is going to be okay, but not fantastic. Fantastic road trip car. Depending, there will be probably electrical stuff that's going to go. Hi, Glack. He Glack says the sign can't stop me because I can't read. Nice. Thank you. I don't have a response, but thank you for donating. Nerdy Hillbilly says, my 1999 Chevy S10 Blazers 4L60E computer died. I might swap it with an 80E if it fits. Well, why would you do that? If the 4.3 dies, I might Atlas swap over a new direct injected 4.3. Okay. Uh, that's a bit of wiring and new computers. But if you have a place to work and a lift and stuff like that, go ahead. And then you're still left driving a 99 Blazer on those seats with that interior and that wheel that's all wobbly and that dash that just moves and all that. Hey, you're making me think of the Oldsmobile Bravada. Like that's as nice as that car could be to drive, and I still don't care. Ugh. That means you're gonna live in the Blazer. And it's fast, but it hurts you when it goes fast. Figure like a truck would be an easier swap. There'd be stuff to do, and it's still not an LS. Why is Steph Schrader giving me money? Well, thank you, Steph. I'm very flattered. Nothing much, just Easter Puffalumps for the win. Well, thank you. Thank you, Steph. I'm flattered you'd give me money. I miss hanging out, and hopefully we'll be back down in Atlanta at some point. Atlanta. What am I talking about? Austin. I don't, travels are all when. See, if I come back to Austin, I like doing that car meet at On It. So if I'd come back, I'd have to make that happen again because that was cool. I saw, 6th Street or whatever in Austin. And I was like, okay, I like it and I'm over it. And we ate barbecue and it was good. I'm like, okay. I really just like when I go to cities, I like want to hang out with people and not like in Loud Bar. Of course, Loud Bars are probably not happening again. All right, I think we made it through. Was Steph the last one? I think we made it through this. Voice is starting to go. Gonna go to the gym. Gotta go to the old huff and grunt. That was it. It is the pits. I literally did the inverse. Connor Close says, I literally did the inverse from Pennsylvania to Maryland. Hiking and late night driving dinners were the go to. Also, as someone whose family was and is heavily involved in high school sports and activities, you are correct with the caste system commentary. Yeah. And I'm guilty of this too. Everybody gets together and bitches and complains about people who aren't there. Oh, Justin sent me an email. He says, I like that idea. Go ahead and come up with what you want to say, and I'll take a look at it from a marketing perspective. Okay. Yeah, we're doing the rollout for the new website and having a car submission form combined with everything and merch. So it's your one stop shop for the everything. That'd be funny to do like an ad, but have like be the old time mall style. But then you almost have to have like that 51-year-old wife to do the voiceover. And then, but you couldn't like film us. You'd have to film like in the inside of a mall. But for us, it would just be like a dead mall. I'm thinking too much about this. The whole point is to make it as easy as possible for people to know where the merch is and how to submit a car. You'd think that's going to be easy, but we have to get it like perfectly clear that here's how you submit a car and here's where the merch is, because those are the two biggest questions. Anyway, so that's it. Thank you for hanging out with me on a rainy today Wednesday. Today is Wednesday. Hanging out with me on a rainy Wednesday and listening to me eat unsweetened peanut butter on bread and seltzer water. So okay. Thanks for hanging out. Thank you to everybody who donated, and your money will be put to good use. And thank you to everybody who donates to our Patreon. You're helping Regular Car Reviews exist as a much larger channel than it really is. And we'll soon have a new website where everything is consolidated for your convenience. I gotta go do a thing and then go do the calisthenics. Oh, cool. You can actually see Mama Dove. She is right there. So she was on camera this entire time. Cool. All right. Have a good night, guys. Bye.